Knife Detector here, and I hope you guys are having a productive work week. If you're sheltering in, stay safe, guys. And if you're not, if you're out there working, earning the money for your family, you guys stay safe. Stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands, stay sharp, be aware of all of your surroundings, guys. And when I say stay sharp, I'm not just referencing knives at the end of my videos. I mean, be very aware of your surroundings and be alert. Okay, guys? So, as promised, this is a comparison of the Camillus Riders of the Silver Screen series equal length cigar pocket knife that came out in 1991. And it's a comparison of how that compares to the Rough Rider version that came out around the year 2011 or so. I think that's when that series, when Rough Rider started selling that series. And we're going to talk about these two knives, and we're going to look at some things that are similar in both of them, and what's different in both of them, if anything. So let's check it out. First, we're going to look at the traditional one that we just saw in an earlier video that I made, the Riders of the Silver Screen. And this is the Camillus. Now the Camillus, I believe, uses nickel silver bolsters. And the Rough Rider also uses nickel silver bolsters. Now, as you can see, the gap and the spacing on the Camillus is very nicely refined. There you see brass liners. It's just the fit and finish is very nice. And then you see the acrylic, the see-through acrylic handles as well. Now right here, as far as the handles go on the Rough Rider, you can see that the finish is equally good. And the acrylic handles are just about the same quality. Now, granted, if you see that the Rough Rider is just a little bit more polished, it's because the Camillus is about 30 years old, guys, because this came out in 1991. What that tells me is that the quality in the Camillus is very good. It was carried a lot, but I could tell that the blades haven't been used very much. Now, there you see the liners again on the Rough Rider. Very good. Spacing is very good. And then look at the Camillus. They're almost identical, guys. But there you can see how the springs are a little different insofar as the thickness. Okay. Let's flip these guys over. Now right here, we'll notice that the Camillus knife that I had is actually from Dale Evans. There's that cowgirl right there, and that's her horse Buttermilk. Now, the one I was able to get for Rough Rider is actually one of my childhood heroes, Zorro. So that's Zorro right there. And as you can see, the artwork is very nicely done. The artwork on both of these knives is just really nicely done, guys. And granted, the one in the Camillus is 30 years old. And this is brand new, the one from Rough Rider. So as you can see, there will be some fading over time. But overall, the fit and finish is very good. Check out the pins. On the Rough Rider, the pins that they use are a little bit thinner than the pins that they use on the Camillus. So the Camillus has stronger pins and thicker pins. The Rough Rider also has an R right there for Rough Rider. And I think that's kind of cool because one of the heroes in the back of the Rough Rider is Roy Rogers. So that R could stand for Roy Rogers as well. Okay. Another thing I want to show you before we get to the blades is that the number of the heroes on these knives is a little bit different. So here you have on the version from Rough Rider, Riders of the Silver Screen, they have 5 heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And in the version from Camillus, we have 11 heroes, which I think is pretty cool because it has it attracts more people because everyone wants to have their childhood hero in their pocket. And the Rough Rider has 5, but I'd wager to say that you in those 5 you could probably find your hero as well. So let's take a look at the blades. Let's take a look at this one. Here's one of the Rough Rider blades. You can see it has an interesting shape to the edge right there, kind of like a spear edge, but it's got a flat edge right there. Very interesting. And here etched is Riders of the Silver Screen. And I think that there's a little damage to the etching right there. Put that down. Let's check out that blade also for the Camillus. And that's the Camillus blade. No etching that I can see. There's the nail nick. And it's got like a satin finish to it. Where I think the Rough Ryder has like a polished finish to it. And but it does have that etching on there, which is pretty cool. Now you can see here also, there's a little bit of a groove there, not really a groove, but a depression in the scale there, so that you can pull out the nail nick easier. And it has the same thing on the Camillus. The one on the Rough Ryder, though, is just a little bit wider and allows for a little bit bigger thumb and bigger nail to go in there. Okay. Other than that, these are the blades. See, very, very similar. In fact, I'd say that it is so similar that you have to really pay attention to see the difference. Okay, let's close those. Let's check out the secondary blade. And it has a mid-stop too. The Rough Ryder knife has a mid-stop, which you guys know I like very much. Listen to that. On the Camillus, no mid-stop, still snaps closed. Okay, let's check out that primary blade there. In my previous video, I indicated that it had a strike through, which means that this is more likely a factory second, although I don't know why, because it looks really good to me. So that's the blade for the Camillus. Here's the blade for the Rough Ryder. Now, as you can see, holding them both up next to each other, the blades are really similar. Again, we see that the Rough Ryder blade has the etching of Zorro, and it also has a thicker nail nick, which I do like very much. Let's look at it this way. So that's the Camillus, got a satin finish. Please excuse my sore there, I was doing some yard work the other day. Okay, let's take a close-up of the Rough Ryder. See there, you have the Zorro etched in, you got a sword, and then you got a little whip there, which I think is pretty cool. And I do like the way that nail nick is placed on the blade. It's kind of an aggressive placement, leaning forward. Nice. Okay. There it says 440, razor sharp steel. I would expect that the Camillus is also 440, although I'm not sure, but I would expect that it is. So, in any case, guys, that's the comparison I wanted to make. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we're all going to decide which ones we like best. Now, I like the Camillus for several reasons. That's a 30-year-old knife, and it's held up really well. It's got more of our heroes on there, my dad's heroes, and I kind of like that it's got heroes that I like Lone Ranger and Zorro, and it's got Gene Autry in there like my dad used to like, and Roy Rogers like my dad used to like. I love that about that knife, and I will carry that knife. Now, this knife usually runs around, the Camillus one, used to be running for around $100. I got really lucky, and I got this knife for $25, as I stated in my other video. $25 plus $5 shipping. Now, compare that to what I paid for the Rough Ryder. Now, the Rough Ryder is using the same materials, it looks like. Of course, it's new. It's not 30 years old like the Camillus. And that one cost me $15, guys. $15 plus shipping. So it is a very inexpensive knife with very good quality, in my opinion. What am I going to do? I'm probably going to carry both because I don't believe in just letting a knife sit there. Which one am I going to carry more often? I'm going to carry the Rough Ryder more often because I want to save the Camillus so I don't put that many scratches and marks on it and mar the blade any or anything like that. So I'm going to use the Rough Ryder more than the Camillus because I want to save this one a little bit more. And the cheaper price of the Rough Ryder and the availability will allow me to do that. This one is more scarce. The Camillus is more scarce. All right, guys. The only other thing I wanted to show you was the box that the Rough Ryder came in. It comes in this box. That's the back of it. That's the front of it. It has a close-up of all of the heroes that we have there. Zorro, Roy Rogers, Hopalong Cassidy, Gene Autry, Red Ryder, and Little Beaver right there. And that's a fly. So, inside, it's kind of a magnetic box, and then you have a nice place for you to put your knife right there. Now, that's nice. I might not keep this. I might just toss it. I think I only saved it for this video. But if you're into storing your knives in boxes, then you can stack them up really nice. But to me, they just take up so much space if you leave it in the box. All right, guys. This is the knife detector, saying that I hope that you guys stay safe out there. You make sound judgment, and you protect your family as best as you can. And above always, keep your blades and keep your wits sharp.